How do I analyze my games? Well, today I'm gonna show you. But first I'm gonna play a blitz game so we have something to actually analyze. And let's do a 5-minute game. So it's a bit longer because I usually play 3-0, so 3-minute games. And we get an opponent rated 1973. Okay, we have the Alpine Sicilian. This is obviously all theory. Okay, makes a mistake. And now I think d6 is the best move. Because d6 and then the idea is to get the knight to c7. I can also just play it simply because I'm not sure. But let's go for it. Let's see what happens. Okay, goes check. Goes another check. I guess I walked into some prep. Okay, let's go here and let's sack the pawn. Okay, it takes with the bishop, which is weird. Because now I develop with tempo. I'm down a bunch on time. So I'm thinking this move, or this move, or just develop. Wait, so if I go here, check. Okay. Let's just develop. And let's see what happens. Okay. Some strange developing moves. Now I'm just aligning with his king. The threat is, I guess, to take the pawn, which he allows me to do. There is also this move. Wait. This must be losing somehow. So I go here. And then how does he defend the bishop? I guess he has this move, but then I go fork. I go fork. And I defend somehow. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. So this move. Or I can just blunder a check. Okay. Have this move, but he takes. Okay, let's go back. Maybe here. And then this is a threat. Okay, goes there, but I still go here. I just want to take the pawn. So I'm down 2 pawns for no reason. Because I miss the tactics. And I'm down a minute. So this is not good, but we have to work with it. I'm also thinking, no, but then he just goes back. He pins, but now I just move, obviously. I'm gonna go back. I'm still threatening to take. I guess he has this move, but then I just jump in with the knight. I'm gonna go here. So now I'm definitely gonna take the pawn back. I also have this move. Here maybe this move as well. No, actually I can just take the knight. So now I think he's gonna lose some material. Yeah. Okay, goes there. Why does it feel like he always has some weird response to my moves? Actually, it doesn't feel like it, but he does have always some weird response. Now he's gonna go here, but I'm gonna align this threat. Okay, so now we obviously take here. I also have this move. No. Okay, time. I have to look out for my time. Let's just go here. Prevent any jumps. Okay, I have to get my rook to c1. Let's go here. Then maybe support it with the pawn to get my king up and get the queen over there. Okay. With this move I'm gonna take this move, yeah, but I go here. If I take, he takes, no. Let's go here. Okay. Now I'm threatening, he cannot take. Material, oh yeah, I'm down a pawn. I mean 2 pawns. That's why the material is equal, even though I'm up an exchange. So now we're most likely gonna trade queens, and then I'm gonna play rook to c1. Just want to go to c7. This idea doesn't work because he can just go h5 and then he just blocks the file. Okay. I could have also taken, I don't know why I didn't do that. But I guess he doesn't have a good way. If he goes here, I just take. I'm just gonna get rid of the knight. Okay, this move I can just take. Check, I go here. Okay. Not blundering any forks. Now the knight is hanging. So I'm gonna try to win. I'm gonna try to win the pawns. Okay, but now he messed up. Because now I take this one. Go check. Just because why not? Yeah, let's take and then just push. Okay. What? No forks. Okay, but now I just go here and I take. Push. Push. When he moves, okay. Push. Check, I just go here and he doesn't have a check because he's pinned. Take. Push. And that's it. We win. Okay, he wants a rematch, but I'm gonna decline. Now let's do a game review. So the first thing, game review. Let's see the, okay, 77. Not bad, played like a 2000, okay. Yeah, let's see the game. So theory, and then with best move, what? No. Yeah, this is not the best move. So a problem with the game review is, as you can see, like what? This isn't the best move. Because the game review is at, I don't know what depth I set it to. Wait, game review, stockfish, yeah. 22. So I have it on depth 22, but that doesn't mean that it's the best move, because I know that e6 isn't the best move. Now it's analyzing, but I know d5 is the only move, because e6 allows d5, so that's why it's a mistake, slight mistake, even though game review for some reason says it isn't. So I just know that because I analyze this position at a higher depth. So I go d5, he goes back, yeah, I know I'm winning here, but I didn't know the right execution. Because there is a trap, if they go knight e7, I just go d6 and I win a piece. Because if they move, then check and he has to block and lose a piece. So he goes back. Okay, and then I should have played queen e2. So queen e2, but I decided to push, which is not the best. So queen e2, what's the point? Queen e7, bishop e3. I guess you can do a higher depth. Yeah, bishop e3 is the best. But what's the point? I guess to not trade queens. Now let's actually, I don't do this ever, but I'm gonna actually see what this coach says. So where is the, so here, yeah, and then this develop, okay, so this, okay, here, this is the only move that works, this activates a queen by developing, yeah, so he just says some bullshit, like developing a queen, like why? The point is, I guess that, the point is that, I don't know, you tangle his pieces up, but I guess you do the same for yourself. So I don't like this coach because he just says some random shit like this activates a queen by developing it of its initial square, like of its starting square. Like yeah, I can see that, but what's the point of queen e2? Like why queen e2? But I guess the point is, as you can see, that only move is queen e7, because if he goes here, then this is the threat. So the coach should have said, you go queen e2 check, because the threat is if he blocks with any other piece other than the queen, you can go d6. But he just says, yeah, you're just developing the queen. So that's why in my review, in my analysis of the games, I don't use this coach, because yeah, I just said the reason. So I should have gone queen e2 check, queen e7, and then I do not trade queens. And then let's say he goes d6, and okay, I just develop normally. Knight f6, knight c3, and the advantage is obviously that my pawn is further advanced, so it's preventing some developing squares for him. But how do I get? Okay, so let's do. You can click on the, if you have the membership, you can click on this cloud analysis, and it's gonna analyze at a higher depth. So queen d8. So I just go back. No, for him. Okay, so queen d8 for him. But now what do? I go bishop takes what? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, so this is also the reason. So this is then gonna be a threat, okay. But what if he goes g6? So the point is he cannot develop. If he wants to develop, he has to move the queen, but then it's gonna be a discover check, so I can win this pawn. But what if he goes g6, so that he's gonna develop the bishop to g7? Okay, now I go knight b5, but this is not a threat. So what's the point? And I hang the pawn. Let's say he just develops normally, then I go knight d6 check. Okay, yeah, I see the point, because if he takes, then this move wins the queen. Why is it keep? showing the little board there. So the point is takes, queen takes, and then I win the queen. But what if he takes? Bishop d4, okay, attacking the rook, and then queen takes, bishop takes, okay, and then I guess, yeah, he has to move, and his pieces are awkward. Bishop c4, attacking the knight, because now the threat is knight moves, so I go here, so he goes a6 to counter attack, but now I go knight g5 with the other knight, okay, because then this is gonna be a threat. Okay, so as you can see, the advantage is I have to remember this queen e2 move and bishop e3. So now you see the ideas of this position, and then I just develop and I try to put pressure by threatening the forks. Okay, and if he goes g6, then I have this idea of bishop d4. Okay, so as you can see, I emphasize openings a lot. So I do a lot of analysis. The majority of analysis is just on the opening, because like if you in the middle game you're not gonna learn anything. I mean, you can if there is something instructive, but if you just move the pieces and computer says no, actually you should develop this piece first because some 10 move engine line, you're not gonna learn much from that. But from openings, like analyzing, I think it's really beneficial. Okay, but he goes, so d6 is a mistake because of queen f6, and then yeah, let's say knight c3. So obviously this move is again, but let's say knight c3, and then he just takes, yeah, and then I do not have anything. Okay, but he went queen a5. I go knight c3, he goes here, I go bishop e3. Okay, let's see the best move. Yeah, bishop e3. And you see the game review says, yeah, bishop e3 is a good move, but knight bd2 is the best. Like, why knight b2 d2? So you block your own bishop. I mean, it still is a good move, but as you can see, bishop e3 is the best. And also I like it more because the knight is gonna go to f3. And obviously this was weird. I don't know why he took with the bishop, because obviously queen takes, and then I was planning this move to not trade queens. But he takes with the bishop, and then obviously knight f3 develop with tempo, and then bishop c4. He goes, yeah, again, like what? Why this move? I go castles. Okay, then bishop g5, but I just develop, which is fine. So this is what I'm talking about. Like, okay, bishop g5, just a random computer move, but rook e1 is still fine, because obviously this move cannot be bad. And then I start doing some goofy stuff. So obviously this is a miss because it blunders a tactic. So this move, I was also thinking about this one. Okay, so it is fine. Wait, bishop d3 or bishop g5? Bishop d3, okay. It's such a random move. Okay, or bishop g5, but what's the point? Oh, I guess, yeah, it's the same point as this move. No, but wait, he moves? Oh, and then what? Rook takes. Wait, what? Bishop takes. Oh, wait, what? I don't know why I moved there. Obviously, the queen is still hanging. Okay, so yeah, the queen is actually trapped. Wow. I didn't even see that. So he has to sack the bishop to get the squares. Yeah, and then wow. Okay. Yeah, I just totally missed this move. I mean, I missed that the queen is gonna be trapped, and obviously he cannot go here because the pawn is pinned. I go bishop c5. The point was, let's say he moves the queen, he loses the bishop, but yeah. Immediately when I play this move, I saw that he has a tactic. And now, yeah, my advantage is gone. I go bishop d3. Apparently this move was better. So bishop d3 idea is just to align. Let's see what the coach says. I hope the coach has something better to say than the last time. This defends the bishop. Like, okay. Now, but why? Why is queen d3 better than bishop d3? Okay, let's see what he says about bishop d3. You missed an opportunity to defend the bishop that was under attack. Okay. So I go back. Let's see why d6, I guess. But what about queen here? d6 and some knight g5. Okay, I don't know. I guess the point is just to develop the queen. But I feel like this is awkward because I want my bishop here. So maybe I have ideas of sacrificing. Maybe I also have ideas of bishop back and queen there to make a battery. Because this construction is just seems awkward to me. But okay. So in the game, I go back. He goes d5. I go here, which is a miss. What did I miss? I missed bishop takes, and then just queen takes. Okay. But then I go into an endgame where I'm just down a pawn. So I didn't want to do that. I went here and apparently he had this move. And then knight g4. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I didn't even see that. But obviously he didn't either, so. And then he pinned me, but I just go king g1. Goes here, and this is a blunder because of this move. No. So he... Yeah, okay, but he takes... No, but then the... Yeah, okay. Yeah, I could have done that. So pin the pawn. Because here the pawn is pinned. So he cannot take because I take. And if he takes, I just recapture. Okay, so I did mess up that. But then I at least got back the exchange. Rook e4. I was thinking about this move during the game. But then I just take, he takes. And I take, and apparently I'm better. I mean, it's equal. Okay. But in the game he went here, and I'll take. Rook takes. I go a3. Okay, rook. I mean, fine, but like... I guess it's kind of tricky, but he could just go here to defend. But then g4, g5 maybe. No, wait, g4 actually just wins the piece. Yeah, okay. But this is obviously a blitz game, so obviously I'm gonna miss a lot of stuff. So a3, and then I swing here just to attack the pawn. h6 defense, but then I was planning this move. But then, okay, g5, but g5 is just insane. d5 I can at least go back, I guess. I go here, and then this move, again, here was better, but then takes, I take back, because takes with check. So I go here, takes, I take back, and then let's say he hides. And yeah, I guess it's still a game. But I saw the opportunity to go into an endgame. Oh, I guess he had this move, yeah. So he wouldn't be forced to trade queens. But he went here. But this move, obviously, then the queen is just out of the game. And I would still go rook c1. Okay, so he goes here. I take, king takes. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't take the pawn. But this is still fine. I'm just activating my rook. Goes there. I obviously take the pawn. Take. Yeah, this was definitely a mistake by him just to trade off the bishops. But I don't know what else he could have done. So I go here because I want to dislodge the knight from defending. I take, and then yeah, he made a mistake, obviously. He allowed the rook trade. And then I don't know what he wanted to do, but there is actually no way to checkmate with one knight unless there is a pawn. So for example, if my king was on h1 and then there was a pawn on h2, then knight checkmate is possible if the king is, let's say, here to control the square. But if the king is like in the open, like there is no possibilities. So I don't know why he went for this pawn. But yeah, I just take, and then I find this nice idea. The point is, even if he gets the pawn, so even if, let's say, his king was on d2 and these two pieces disappear and he starts pushing the pawn, I guess not king on d2, but before he could get the king on d2 or f2, I would just slide my king to e1 to physically block the pawn. And then it's 2 on 0, and obviously these pawns can never be taken, because if he goes here and takes the b2 pawn, my a4 pawn runs and he can never catch it. So yeah, this is just an easy win. Just push the pawn, I take, push, and even, but he didn't even try. I guess he, yeah, I don't know why but I guess he wanted to unpin. Let's say here. Okay, I just queen you check. But even in this position, let's say I'll just go king e1 and then he cannot do anything. But yeah, he obviously resigns. And that's the game. So analyzing the opening is the most important. Now I know. Because I did know this idea of that there is some d6 move, but I didn't know, okay, if it was here. So queen e2 I should go next time. And I obviously, from previous analysis, like the games I played in the past, I know e6 isn't the best move, even though this computer game review says it is, but it's not. d5 is the best move, because the point is e6 allows d5. So yeah. And then, wait, what's the best move? I guess bishop here, knight c3, yeah. And then queen e7, and then I block with the bishop, and then knight e5. Okay, I guess the idea is I cannot take because of the pin. Okay, so I go knight h3. Wait, what's the best move? Knight, so still knight f3. No, but then he takes. Knight f3 takes, g takes, and then maybe I have the g file, because this is a team in the LP. You sometimes have to take with the pawn. But okay, I would go knight h3. Let's say he goes here. This is the threat. Okay, castles, but then he takes. I would go knight f4, for example, in this position. But this looks just better for white. This position just looks really pleasant, because I'm just gonna castle and then he has this weird queen on e7, and my pawn is also advanced. So yeah. So let me just show you an example. I wanted to show you that. So for example, d5, and then takes here, bishop blocks, bishop pins. And then he takes and I take with the g-pawn. So this is what I was talking about. So in the Alpine Sicilian, sometimes you do take with the g-pawn. But yeah. So now this was, yeah, I guess this was it, the game analysis. So as you saw, I focused on the opening and then also some tactics in the middle game. So now I guess what I should improve on is remember this opening. And also some tactics maybe. But notice that I didn't use the coach, because a lot of beginners, I see a lot of beginners do this, where they just do the game review and then they just blindly follow this coach who just says some random stuff like, this is the only good move, this develops a queen of its starting square. Yeah, but why? But why this move? Why not this move? This also develops the queen. Like, he doesn't explain anything. He just says, yeah, you move the knight, you develop the knight. Yeah, I mean, obviously I can see that. So this is what I'm talking about. That's why I think this coach is just useless. But yeah, that's it. Tactics and the opening. Obviously the end game as well, but here it was pretty straightforward. I didn't have to. It wasn't complicated. And also I think I have a good understanding of endgames. So if you compare it to my, let's say, middle game strategies or middle game knowledge, I think my endgames are better. And they are also simpler in my opinion because there is less pieces. So yeah, that's how I do it. Thank you guys for watching and see you next time.